2, 1. All right, so we want to welcome back Brandon Yancey back to the show. We definitely had some mishaps, and I appreciate you coming back. We pulled a Ted Raleigh, so we had some audio issues, and transparency is what we do because it's called a real ride for a reason. We keep it real. So we definitely want to thank you for coming back. And I know last week we touched base when we were talking about COVID-19 and just how it was affecting you, and just what are some things that you're doing with your time to stay positive, and stay creative as an artist, and just as a human being, an individual. Everybody is going through something different right now. We all have different experiences from this pandemic. So what are some things that you could kind of help people to ease anxiety, depression, or anything that they may be going through?
I think we've been given this chance and this opportunity to be able to do the things that we love.
Absolutely.
And without consequence for most of us, for the people that are affected by this, and like the negative aspect of you have COVID-19, or you somebody close to you has COVID-19, and you're worried about yourself and your own health and your family. I think that dealing with that is primary.
Right.
But obviously, somebody who has not had to deal with this and is just kind of thinking about what to do with their time and thinking about what to do with their life now, it's an opportunity for you to explore that thing that you have yet to fully delve into, because we ain't got nothing but time. So
exactly,
dive into whatever it is that you love and see what you can get out of it.
Absolutely. I mean, even time with family, because the normal will keep family, friends, checking in on people that you usually didn't get time to do, and it wasn't anything personal. It was just.
I do think that you should check in on family, but I also think that you should check in on self.
Yes.
First.
Yes.
Make sure you deal.
Yes.
Make sure you deal with those things first. Make sure you have everything that you need first, and then as you start to kind of go out and do your own thing, and you start to kind of feel in your own rhythm, if you feel the need to check in on family, I'm saying, hit them with a text, hit them with a phone call, nothing, all of those things help.
Right.
Checking on self first, because I think that is that was my issue. I'm checking in on everybody else, and I'm not in tune with what's going on internally, in tune with what's going on for myself, and the things that I need to work on, the things that I need to dive into, the things that I need to dive into in terms of like the things that need more attention.
Yeah.
The things that need more nurturing, things that need more growing. Being honest about a lot of things, and I plan to come out of this, man, and just as a stronger individual, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Physically, I'm probably gonna come out of this like because I haven't gotten into the workout section.
Yeah, look, right.
section of COVID yet. But I mean, I plan to get that back when the gyms open up, and the workout from home thing is cool. But I would prefer to keep my mind on like music and trying to make different things happen in terms of music and connecting certain dots. Just trying to make sure that I'm being productive in terms of the things that I don't get a chance to work on as much. That way, when quote unquote outside open back up, I can hit the gym and I can do all of those other things. So.
And you in a positive headspace, a more positive headspace when you come out. And that's the thing. You make a good point about not always trying to put others first, especially during times like this. So what I mean by that, because I don't want people to misinterpret it, because I get how in these times we are supposed to help people, but sometimes we don't work on becoming self-aware, so we don't know where we stand with people. We don't know who we are as individuals. So in this time, this is the best time, because you have nothing but time to kind of go deep within and work on self and like, oh man, you know what? That is something toxic about myself. Like, you know, I done heard that like 5 or 10 times already. You know, maybe I should consider, you know, working on that, or just identifying the positive things and your strengths that people always bring to your attention that you may haven't, you know, identified, and see if that's real.
Sure.
Like, just really just being self-aware. So that's a good point, because you really do be giving people your whole cup, and you can't give them all of that. Like, you can only give what runs out, you know. So that's dope, man. That's real.
We all, and just to dive into it a slight bit deeper, we all in a headspace where, in terms of the cup reference, we all in a headspace where we have so much to give. And I think at the core of who I am, it's very giving, and wanting to have people around and wanting to do those things. But I think this, along with therapy, has kind of forced me to look internally a lot more.
Yeah.
And just kind of being in that, like I said, being in the relationship that I'm in, and those things kind of help me to focus on what's going on internally, because a relationship is a mirror. It's who you are. It holds up who you are. At least that's the way I see it. It holds up who you are and the ugly things about yourself. And you don't have the ugly and great things about yourself, and we don't have that space to be able to ignore that.
Right.
Yeah. So I think, or the luxury, you know what I'm saying? Because when you live with somebody and you have those things that you have to address, and if they're not addressed, then you have to kind of figure out how you can cope with what's going on. So I think that you have to understand what's going on in this time, spiritually, with you inside, so that you don't have to come out of this and be the same person you was going in.
Exactly. And relationships, that's why you can always, you know, see that when you have people who they walk away from them, because you really are facing, you know, your demons, because it's like, oh, whoa, you want me to fix that?
And that's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. That is real tough.
That's why, it takes a lot for somebody to be like, oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
That one was on me.
Exactly.
Multiple times.
Exactly. No, but that's real.
For you to do that.
That's
real. It takes
real.
a lot for anybody to do that. So I think that if you continually just have to face that, I think it does become a bit much, and we look for distractions all the time. But I think in this case, there's no distractions. You gotta figure it out. Not even if you're not in a relationship, figure out things that's going on internally, so that you can. I mean, and I keep saying come out of this, but like, even if you stand in it, you know what I'm saying? Hey, even if we are in this situation, we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. We don't know what's gonna happen in May. We don't know what's gonna happen May 1st. We don't know if, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote. And I keep saying this because it's funny to me. We don't know when outside gonna open back up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but that's exactly. That's real.
It's real. We don't know these things. So today is a great time to just start that process of just being like, you know what? Let me figure out what's going on with me. Today is a perfect day to figure out, yo, what's that one thing that I've been trying to do? I've been trying to link up with somebody. I've been trying to whatever. Like, shoot your shot, man. See what happens.
Absolutely. You know, and what is the quote? Lauryn Hill quote. How are you going to win if you're not right within?
Right within.
That's real, and those demons and those battles and those traits that you got to really follow up with and face and work on, so that you become better spiritually. It helps. Like, it really puts you at peace. Like, and you'll see as you work on them that's, you know, eventually what's transpiring. But one of the things you said earlier that really caught my attention was therapy. And you as a artist and someone who's, you know, heavily involved in music. What do you think of music therapy? Like, music therapy to me, I enjoy it, you know, and music therapy in the sense of finding songs that help me tap into my conscious or subconscious, and it gives good content. What do you think about that approach that a lot of people take? Because sometimes I feel like it helps to dig in deeper, but into the creative sense of it. But sometimes I don't feel like it helps to really solve the problems. It just gives you confirmation that other people are going through the problems, if that makes sense.
You know, glass half empty, glass half full. Depends on how you look at it. Whatever helps. I'm cool with music therapy. I'm cool. I mean, cause I get a lot of answers to a lot of questions when I'm going through, and I think that's a lot of times the first thing that I turn to if I'm not making music myself, because another form of music therapy, and I don't think you have to be a musician to even do this, but another form of music therapy is writing. You can write out how you feel, and it ain't got to be in a poem. It ain't got to be but at the basis of what it is, at the basis of what music therapy is, as to what you defined it as, is writing. You want to hear somebody's thoughts. You want to hear somebody's words. So why not just write down your own and see what you think? Unlock whatever's going on in your mind and put those things down.
Yeah.
I think if it helps, I think if music therapy helps you, then fine, do it. Like, dive all the way in it when you're feeling good, when you're feeling bad. Another thing that helps for me is not just music therapy, but meditation. Meditation helps a lot. In turn, I don't. I do think it's funny when people when you say meditation, and automatically the picture that pops in your mind is somebody
with
sitting in
the Indian style, legs crossed, and
yeah, like nah, like I'll lay down, or
it's
I'll,
different
like,
forms. It's different
down.
forms.
Yeah, I'll sit down somewhere, sit down. And my posture's horrible right now, but I'll sit up straight in a chair, and I'll put my headphones in, and I'll Google, YouTube, guided meditation for however long I feel like I need to lock in for, and those are the things that, well, I give you a few more. So those two. I also I like to go work out. So like if I'm really feeling some type of way, and these first two things haven't worked, the next form of thing is I need to get out, and I need to go be active. I need to go do something. I need to go, run or lift some weights or something, so that I can kind of get out my energy physically.
Right.
Boxing is another thing that I do that's like very, very helpful for me to just get out my aggression and get out something in a safe way, so that I'm not just taking that out on a specific person or a specific thing, mentally or physically. But those are some good things that I do to just unlock what's going on. But music therapy is definitely one good thing that can help people. But if you connect more to the why is this, somebody else is going through this, and this also gives me anxiety, because it's never going to be a situation where we're all going to be free from this, or whatever the case that you think. Just try something else.
Exactly.
If it's not music, it could be something different. But just keep trying things and give yourself an analysis and say, all right, well, that didn't work for me. And be honest, that didn't work for me. This worked for me, or this doesn't work. But this kind of worked good. See what works.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And especially with meditation, because meditation is everything. Prayer. It could just be you sitting in the car, like you said, listening to meditation music, and with the music therapy, that was a good point of you really are writing out your pain. So in that process, you are healing, but also you are also healing other people who are enduring the same thing. So that's definitely dope to point that out. And I wanted to come back and talk to you about the book that you were talking about, that you were reading, The Misfit Economy. that made me go back and try to look up the book and see what it was about, because, you know, it definitely touched on a lot that is, you know, prevalent, especially for a lot of people who are in pursuits of dreams, you know, businesses, no matter what it is you're trying to do, it covers a lot. So just briefly talk about the book. I know you said you were still in the process of reading, but just what you gathered so far from it, if you could just talk to us about that.
So first thing, I normally never finish a book.
Got you.
I wanna put that out there. That like I never normally. The only book that I actually did finish was a book about purchasing vending machines. That was the only book that I finished because the guy was talking about something that I had no idea of. From start to finish, he just dropped a lot of gems.
Got you.
But in terms of this specific book and what I've gathered from it so far, and the things that I still see it as useful. So that's another reason why I don't finish some books. But because like after it, I don't really see them useful anymore. But this book, man, is literally just about those people who don't fit in and saw an opportunity in a different area and was just like, you know what, I'm gonna make this happen. And there was no opportunity for them to make any money otherwise. Take the guy who sells drugs, for example. He doesn't have an opportunity to be on Wall Street, you know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10 the dude gonna get locked up, or he gonna get shot, or something's gonna happen to him.
He's seen different. He doesn't fit into the perception of
statistically. Something statistically could happen to him in that lifestyle is what I'm saying. So you could say that this guy, you could write him off and say, you know what, this guy never fit in this structure of America, in the capitalistic society, right? But what he's doing inside of his mind is creating a business to facilitate a need for the people that are in his direct circumference. So that is the same thing that Amazon is. That's the same thing that Zoom is. That's the same thing that any of these businesses are. Create and facilitate a need that people need, that for people that they can utilize for, and then they can come back and pay for. So that's essentially what the business is. So it's about those people that take those characteristics, and not just drug dealing, there's other people, other type of people involved.
Just anybody in general, but I'd like the drug dealer topic because, you know, sometimes people make the assumption that, you know, people just want to sell drugs to hurt their own people, and that's not what it is. It's survival, you know. It's survival, and if you were, you know, in those circumstances, you don't know how you will respond because you're not in them. It's easy to judge from the outside looking in, and you know, you meet so many brothers, man, who they tried 6, 7, 8, 9 jobs before they even took that route, and it's just that, you know. And I'm actually going to have Albert Phillips on here. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. I know he went to.
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have him on because he has a book that he has coming out called "Are Y'all Hiring?" And it just brings it brings attention to just the black teen experience of you having to go through, you know, you first of all being black, and then second, you know, you have dreads or you have all these different characteristics that just doesn't fit into corporate America. So you get pushed away. So it's like, okay, if you're pushing me away, oh, I could do this. Oh, this going to feed my family. This going to take care of everything that I need to do. Well, then I'm going to do it. And they understand the risk. Like, the risk, they understand it. And it's like, I got to take care of what I have to take care of. And that's the priority. So, you know, that's why I like the fact that you use the drug dealers as an example, because it's definitely an important example, because you know, that's the thing. A lot of people who are considered misfits, they're really not misfits. It's just, you know, they're seen different based off of history.
Yeah, and it's something that specific tool is something that is made for people who aren't in the culture and who not even just people that aren't black, because there are black people that don't understand this lifestyle either.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
This book is specifically for people who don't understand that, and who do understand that but need motivation, be pushed in that aspect of saying like, yo, that like, and same with the music theory, right?
Right.
I mean, music therapy. There is something, a tool out there that you can use to say, hey, I can be motivated because there was another person that's been through the same thing, and it gives specific examples of specific people.
Right.
So it's, without giving away too much, but I want to, you know what I'm saying? Because I want, if you want to read it, or if other people want to read it, I want y'all to really dive into it. And like I said, I never finish a book. It doesn't really matter about
I'm
that.
gonna put the information below for everybody, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Gaining what you need from it is most important.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I because I was, reading through it, and I just was seeing how you really could get discouraged, just from you not seeing yourself, and you would consider yourself a misfit. And that's the beauty of it is
I
that
don't fit in, I don't do this.
Yeah, exactly. But the beauty of it is that once you do it, you will see that your indifferences and also who you are as a person, it works, because it is really not a difference about you, or don't consider yourself a misfit. It's more so, what can you bring to society that still makes you you? And when
and that's one of the things that I try to do with the music, bro. I try to double down on who I am and the experiences that I had, because it's like, I'm not gonna tell the same story that a bunch of other people have done. I might tell it in a similar way. It might even feel similar, but it's not. My experiences are different than somebody who came before me, or somebody here right now, or somebody that's gonna come after me. So it's like, if I just simply focus on my story, if I just simply focus on my situation, I can write, I can vocalize, because we're all influenced by something, right? So I'll probably sing it in a certain way that might make you feel like this is R&B, might make you feel like this is pop, or might make you feel like this is some sort of soul aspect, but really it's the same theory as anybody who makes any kind of music.
Right.
I want you to understand my story, and I'm not going to tell it the same way that other people did. That's a misfit.
Exactly.
I don't fit in that. I don't fit in those situations. I fit in sound wise, but I'm not the same as those other people. And that's how I take on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. So, just talking about, your music, what inspired you to even, go that route? I know we were talking about it before, just how you were playing the piano since you were little. But
that's just it. I've always done it.
There's always was in it.
I've always done it. I've never not done music. I've been, since, like, my mom has pictures of me playing the piano since I was 2, and she played the piano.
Yeah.
My mom was the lead singer in the choir at a church that we went to, and I was in church more times when I was younger than I was anywhere else, bro. Like, I was in church all the time, and my uncle was the lead pianist for the choir and director, so it was just all around. Yeah. And I remember, I think one of my first encounters with like secular type music was when my mom got this magazine, and my mom listens to like all types of music, right? So she had this magazine, and it had these little cutouts. I definitely showing my age, because this was around when CDs was popping. So in this magazine, right, there was these little cutouts for, like, if you just mark them off, and they'll send you like a bulk of CDs, right? And I had put in, like, Usher, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, like anybody that could give me that vibe.
Way back.
You know what I'm saying? This is 90s pop era.
Right.
So I found it. 2000s pop era. So I found it. I would fill them joints out, and then they would send the CDs, and then I would just listen to Usher nonstop, listen to Blackstreet nonstop, listen to
Hmm.
God, listen to 112, listen to all of these people, listen to NSYNC, listen to
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees, Creed, like a lot of these bands that were really like famous, and I think once I started to listen to that and have those other influences with like gospel music and just always being around music, it cultivated the sound that you hear. You know what
Got
I'm
you.
saying? So yeah. So that's basically how it all started. And then fast forward to now, you might hear some like little riffs from something in church, or you might hear some things of like more of a pop type feel, and those type of things are just the things that made me who I am from my foundation.
Yeah, you
So
actually
yeah, that's how
hear
I
it
got started.
in your new song, En Route.
Feel you
Sure.
2,500 miles away. I can feel you. I can feel you.
Dope. So, tell us about En Route and just a few other your projects too. Like Fly On. Just how when I was listening to that song last year, and how I had it in the playlist, and
Oh, man.
during the prom season, I just had it playing. And I
Yeah.
had rushed outside. I was like, oh man, because when it's prom, you just don't think people want to receive R&B. The occasion is kind of like, like we uplifted, we vibing, so they want rap music and stuff. So when I went out there, everybody was just vibing to it, and it was dope. And it was like, dang. And, I remember I had reached out to you. I'm like, man, like they really vibing with this song. So yeah, so definitely talk about your music, brother.
En Route was one that essentially got like short story, and that they got cultivated from a bunch of relationships from the We Love Music Conference. The We Love Music Conference is Rico Love's music conference. Rico is a world-renowned writer and Grammy Award winning, multi-platinum, all of those things, right? Wrote for everybody, Usher, Beyonce, you name it. So I went to that conference and I met a bunch of people, and got an opportunity to go to Toronto, where we cut a few of those records. Well, actually, both of those records. We cut En Route and Fly On, and both of those was just like very, very. We knew it from the jump. We knew it. We was like, oh nah, this is different.
Yeah.
This is a whole different feel. Fly On was the same way, but you can see, like I was talking about earlier, there's a lot of influences from different places, and I think everybody around kind of understood what we were doing, which made everybody in the studio, which kind of made for like a dope experience. Because we were all kind of just meeting for the first time, and like I said, that's lightning in a bottle. Like like it's very difficult to do that, meeting people like over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Every day is the first time, really.
Right.
Even that you know a lot. So you really just have to take your time with those things. But definitely those songs are near and dear, because it's like the experience. Like when we talk about songs, you talk about the sound of them and how all of those things, all of those factors kind of make it feel good. But like behind it, there was a lot of different things that built it up to make it out to what you see it to be. Like
to build it up to that point, to push that type of energy out.
Exactly. For Fly On, I remember we were out in Toronto for a few days, maybe like 5 days, 4 or 5 days, and that was the song that we made like on the day before we left. So that was like, I was like, yo, like, and we were just having a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We were just having a good time. It was a lot of good energy, and that kind of energy spilled over into the record. Same with En Route. We was out there. We was having a good time. We were all of a sudden we were just kind of in this 80s kind of Miami vibe, and Tony Raines is the producer. He started playing something with the music, and we were just like, You know what I'm saying? Head snaps. Like,
yeah, like it was a unison moment. Like everybody just kind of just knew like something was up with this.
Yeah, and different energies and different vibes bring out different things, different records. Bring about different records because you sometimes might get a vibe, and I'm like I said, a very spiritual person, so I might sometimes get a vibe that it should go um in a more emotional route.
Gotcha.
I might get a vibe that it might should be a little bit more happy or something in between, or you know what I'm saying. So that's what I mean by we experience like as like creators, we experience those moments and push them into records.
Gotcha.
I mean, if that makes any sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. It's the energy that you feel, and you know how everyone always say, every time somebody goes through a major breakup, like artists, you know, they gonna drop some fire albums. Yeah. It's about to be legit. Yeah. Or just when you're in the happy headspace, like it's something, you about to drop something. Like it's always something coming from it. So yeah, that energy is everything, man. It's everything. Mm-hmm. And it really does transpire into your work. So, you know, you gotta make sure whatever it is that you are trying to push, you the energy matches it.
Yeah, and you can always feel it.
Naturally.
It's always,
you can't even lie about it.
That's what the biggest thing about music is. It's just straight energy. It's straight. I like it or I don't. There's really, for me, there's never no in between. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't listen to a song twice that I didn't really like, but I listen to everything once.
Exactly. Because you be surprised. You know, you go to like a restaurant and you hear a song for the first time. You like you vibing out to it because it sounds dope, and that's how I got hooked. You know, to a little bit of like country music. You know, just going to different restaurants and traveling and just sitting in there and you know you listening to it and it's like, all right, if you feel it, it's like I feel it for some reason. I
fuck with it.
Yeah, I didn't think I was into country music, but you know, okay.
You just hadn't heard the right one yet.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? My OG used to tell me that a lot, bro. Like if you don't like a song that they like, maybe it would be like maybe you either haven't lived enough yet. That would be how they would describe it. You either haven't lived enough yet to understand what this person is talking about, or if there's a specific artist that's like I see what they trying to do. Like maybe you just haven't heard the right song, or they haven't made the right song for you. And that's I think the case with everybody. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes like Rascal Flatts is a country group. Rascal Flatts is legitimately like the first introduction that I've had to country that I really enjoyed. And then from there, I just kind of started to see like who else can I enjoy? You know that tab that says similar artists,
right,
on Apple Music and Spotify and Tidal and all of those, right? So I would just go there and be like, yo, I like this song that they did, like I like the featured artists that they have, like. So yeah, it's just once you hear something, you just dial backwards or not, and just stick with that person.
Absolutely. And where can we locate all of your music? I know you said Apple Music. I know you on there for sure. Mm-hmm. And then Spotify.
Yeah, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. I use a service for everybody who is familiar with streaming services. I use a service that allows me to get my music everywhere that people listen to music. So Pandora, for people who listen to Pandora, it's just a whole host of them. Like it's like 30, 40, 50 streaming platforms. So literally iHeart, anywhere you can listen to music, my music is on there. All you have to do is type my name, Brandon, Brandon, Yancey, Yancey. A lot of people forget the E. You're not gonna find me.
Yeah, right.
The E, right?
You gotta make that some type of slogan. Don't forget the E. Like,
don't forget the E.
Because that's how I think of it. I will always be saying Yancy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of people forget the E. But yeah, I probably will make that into a song. Don't forget the He just because when you make it into like a jingle or something like
that, people will remember that and be like, "Oh, it's
yeah.
Brandon Yancey. Don't forget to eat." Like, yo,
don't forget to eat. Yeah.
Yo, that's it. You got something else, man. Definitely, bro. Yeah. So I definitely didn't want to hold you up. I just appreciate you for coming on and doing this interview, especially in this time. You know, we were supposed to connect and take a ride during the transportation experience. Yeah, you supposed to be sitting right here. Yeah, and you could have gave us some music, you know, but I know how that is. So definitely I want to bring you back on because, you know, I want people to experience some of your music, and we have like car karaoke that's going to be happening, you know, so that'll definitely be dope. So I thank you once again for coming on to The Real Ride, you know, and everybody, make sure y'all go follow Brandon Yancey on Instagram. Also, please make sure you go check out his music on all music platforms, as well as view the music videos. You have music videos too, a couple on YouTube as well, right? All right, so that's Brandon Yancey, and don't forget the E, Brandon Yancey. So y'all tune in to that, and I appreciate y'all for always checking in with The Real Ride. Next time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You changed, I never got it. The problem is they never grew. I think it's obvious. I need the elevation. You don't got the answer, Sway. I did the education, solving all equations.